Good day, everyone. This is Mahaveer Shah. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for IoT and Payment Division of FEITIAN Technologies. So today I'm going to talk about changing the landscape of point of sale terminals in the global market. Let me start with an introduction of what FEITIAN is all about. So FEITIAN has been a listed company, which is an IPO in China, and then it has more than 1,000 employees worldwide. It has more than five overseas branches in Asia, Europe, North America, and also now in Morocco, and has a very strong professional team. But the best part about FEITIAN is that out of this 1,000 employees, FEITIAN focuses more on innovation and technology and bringing the new, unique product offerings in the market at a very competitive price. And because of that, more than 50% of their employees have been into the research and development. As of today, FEITIAN has been in business for last 22 years, and it has also been a part of the EMV board. Let me take you through the journey of point of sale terminals. It all started in 1879 with the first cash register, which was invented. And then, of course, IBM came out with the electric cash register, ECR, what we call in 1970. And then it has gone through different shifts, right from thermal printing, to coming out with the POS software, which was on Microsoft, created in 1992. And then in 2002, in fact, that is where the first cloud-based point of sale terminal or came or was introduced in the UK. And then again, from there, we have seen a lot of shift in the market, right from the traditional POS and then the C language POS, and then it went down to Linux and other OS POS, and then came in 2015 the Android POS, which has been quite dominant in the market. And then in 2021, yes, here we are at FEITIAN, who have come out with the most innovative and sleek design products, which are on Android 10 and 11, something which is what every world was waiting for. That is all the kind of products which we are bringing up. So all the Android POS, we are also having MPOS, and we are having very unique point of sale, payment application, as well as terminal management system. So if you look at the ecosystem of a traditional point of sale terminal, of course, the point of sale terminals were only dedicated to payments. The battery life used to drain out very fast. Mostly they were on GPRS, and of course with 3G connectivity now, there are some traditional POS also available on 3G. The cost of these spare parts are very expensive. Customer service has always been an issue because you cannot monitor and you cannot control the terminal right from your TMS. There are many TMS functions which are not a part of a traditional POS, right? From geofencing, notifications, advertisements, marketings, application push. There is not much of a customer experience, and because it's only point of sale terminal focusing only on payments, you cannot expect other applications or use cases to work on those kind of point of sale terminals. Let's look at the drivers, which are changing the payment market landscape. One of the, of course, the driver has been the market infrastructure, introduction of new technologies, right from the applications, new regulatory initiatives, where the regulatory also is looking at introducing new payment security measures in those respective countries. You have competitive environments. There is a lot of competition now. Of course, because of the competition with the service providers, a service provider who is looking at acquiring a merchant is always looking at bringing value-added services for the merchant, so that right from taking the MDRs from the face value, the merchant is also looking at generating some other forms of revenue to mitigate those MDRs. And that is where Android again comes into picture. Change of customer behavior. Customers are also looking at having a payment POS which can also do inventory management, which can also do logistics, tax payments, or any other form of value added services on the same point of sale terminals, which can be handled. Why Android POS? That is one of the questions which has been asked by so many people before. If you all see, as per the 2019 study, 86.6% of the market share has been dominated by Android as compared to the other OS in the world. And why Android? Because Android is very cost effective as in hardware. You can always use different range of hardware and software options on Android. You can have different integrations to the POS software solutions. It is very portable. uh, it has a better customer interaction, the screen size, the displays, the colors, the visibilities. It is highly scalable, and of course, you see that there are certain things which you can always use on Android as compared to any other OS, right from geofencing, geolocation, notifications, advertisements. So Android is more open, and that is where Fatian has been focusing on. Like, a lot of people ask a question: Android, it's an open source, how secure it can be? Of course, Android is open source, but the OS, which is used in the point of sale terminals by Fatian, is not open source. We have customized the OS, and that is where we make it more secure. Okay. And also, you will not have open market Play stores available on the POS. It is a closed market application store, and it is a PCI compliant product. So, right from your temper detection mechanism to the firmware and app authentication to the Android system enhancements, secure booting, all the kind of securities have been taken by Fatian into consideration. And that's one of the reason why Fatian has got all of their products already certified, whether when we talk about level 1 and level 2 certifications, right from the payment schemas of Visa, Master, MX, JCB and all, and right from talking about EMV L1, L2, or we are talking about PCI PTS, they are all been certified. Security on Android, which is a concern for all. A lot of people, they have this a notion which they think about, how will I be able to upgrade my versions? What will happen to the routing part? How will be the application uploading happening on those kind of terminals? There are a lot of real world attacks, right from fake ID, SOP vulnerabilities, gene master key. Well, all of the answers have been taken care by Fatian when it comes to the Android POS, because as I just mentioned before, it has a very robust security right on the OS level through the Linux kernels, and of course there is mandatory application sandbox for all the applications. You have application sign-in process, you have the key injection process. Of course, we accept master slave key injection, or the key loader key injection on the manual part, or the remote key injection, right from the HSM, through connecting it or maybe not connecting to HSM. So there are a lot of things which we have already taken into consideration while building this kind of a POS terminal. Why Fatian stands out different as compared to a lot of players in the market? Of course, security, because Fatian comes from the security background. If you look at Fatian's background, they have been, the dominant players in security, authentication, and payments. And with that, and along with the EMV core board, where we are also part or integral part of the EMV core board, we absolutely understand what are the important security measures which one needs to take while developing such kind of products. And that's where we have the secured storage, secured boot, secured apps, secured connectivity, Android reinforced. So you look at the Android OS, which is absolutely optimized as per the requirement. You have the sensitive data protect, you have secure boot, secure PIN solutions, app signatures, device locations, tamper management, payment security OS, which is already some of the use cases and the applications. So right from the new retail market, in the retail, of course, you have one particular POS which can take care of the payment acceptance, whether it's bank card, whether it's QR, whether it's 1D, 2D, whether it's, NFC contactless. That is where you have the retail payment. When we talk about the banking industry, yes, banks are always having merchant division, and then you also have the agency banking, or the customer onboarding, or the data fulfillment activities, which is now becoming all digital. And that is where they can use one particular POS which can take care of the merchant payments, as well as they can do OCR based digitalization of the data. They can also use the same point of sale terminals for customer onboarding or agency banking, any of the different use cases. When you talk about logistics, yes, you have the entire logistic management application along with the payments also on the same POS. telecommunication. A lot of customers have now started preferring, or the telecom companies which have launched the wallet services, as well as they are also doing customer onboarding, as well as they are doing the EVD printing. So you have one particular POS which can take care of the EVD voucher printing, so you don't need to have the physical coupons or the top-up vouchers in the market. One particular POS for all your needs and all your requirements. And of course, you have the food and beverage industry, you have the public utility industry, you have the supermarkets, you have the transport, and transportation like being one of the very, very important case study. We're talking about a small pocket POS where you're talking about like F300, where a taxi driver can use it not only for his own navigation or his applications, or he can also use, or he can inbuilt the different kind of taxi service applications on the same POS, along with accepting the payments, whether it's contactless, whether it's bank card, whether it's mobile payments, parking lot. You have gas stations, so we have some of our customers already using our POS on the gas stations, in some of the countries. And then you have healthcare where you can do payments along with patient management. So these are some of the use cases where Android has been very, very successful. So what FEITIAN has to offer? Yes, right from the handheld POS, which is known as F20, which is like a 5.5-inch screen, which has the printer, Android 10, the latest. And then you have the F100, which is a mobile payment POS, where the IC is not there, but it is based on Android 11. And then you have the Pocket POS, where you don't need a printer. There are a lot of countries where print receipt is going out of business. People are just sending digital receipts on the emails or SMS. And that's where F300, being smart, sleek, small, a Pocket POS, which are actually looking at replacing the MPOS. And then, yes, we do also have an MPOS, which works on the Bluetooth connected to the smartphone. And then we have the T10, which is, the first of the kind of Bluetooth MPOS, which is only for contactless payments, which is completely certified. Like just look at your Apple iPads or the Apple iPhones, or you want to convert them into a contactless payment device, which is completely certified and safe and secure. That's where the answer is with T10. And then we have the F800, which is the Android PDA, which we have recently launched, which is especially focusing on the logistics and does not have ICMSR or any kind of payment mechanism on the POS. And then you have the biometric versions of both the variants. And finally, we have the Storm, which is our Smart Terminal Operations Remote Manager. And then we have the Smart Pay, which is our Android payment application. So, what FEITIAN has done is FEITIAN is not only looking at giving the Android hardware, but they are also looking at giving a payment application which is already L3 compliant. So we already have a payment application which has been integrated to the best of the payment switches in the world, and on ISO 8583 or Nexo or Hypercom or TLV messaging and all. And that particular application is going to be white labeled for our merchants to use, because there are a lot of merchants or the acquirers who are still on the traditional POS, but they are looking at migrating onto the Android POS. But the biggest question lies is that who's going to develop the payment application? They don't have the time, neither they would like to spend the money. Here is the answer, where FEITIAN gives you a complete ecosystem of the POS along with the payment application, which can be white labeled, connected to your payment switch or the payment gateway or the payment processor on any of the protocols, and you can just get it L3 certified. And here when we talk about the FEITIAN Storm, is one of the TMS or a terminal management system, which is so unique because it was not only going to manage or allow you to manage the FEITIAN point of sale terminals, it can also allow you to manage any third party Android POS. You name the brand, you name the vendor, they can be managed on the same TMS. It can also manage the traditional POS. You talk about any kind of traditional point of sale terminals, whether it is Linux, whether it is C, they all can be managed on the same TMS, and also an Android smartphone, which allows you to manage the MPOS. So basically, you have one TMS, which can allow you to have multiple vendors and multiple suppliers to be under one basket and one tree, and with very unique offerings like, as we just discussed before, you have the marketing manager, where you can generate some revenues right from the marketing activities of campaigns, sending video or promotional videos. You can have ads planner, ad reporter, you have notifications, you have app market, which you can create your own. You have the customer help desk. Now that is something which is very unique, where any kind of customer or any kind of merchant has a particular query, he can immediately use the same app and push the messaging from the app to the help desk, and the ticket can be created. So the easiness of managing a particular merchant with the technical support becomes very easy for them. And of course you have, geofencing, geolocator, and all. So basically the TMS is so powerful that it will allow you to have multiple vendors on the same TMS, which today you have multiple vendors and multiple TMS being managed. Thanks everyone for listening me. Thank you, and let's all be in touch, and let's have a successful year ahead. Thank you. Bye bye.